The cold doesn't just bite, it devours. Out here, in the frozen deserts of the poles, the world is stripped to its most brutal elements: ice, wind, and silence. The polar regions test every seam, every circuit, every ounce of your will. Your high-tech jacket can become a frozen tomb, your GPS a useless brick. When your gear fails, and it will, you're left with only your training, ingenuity, and primal instinct. The stories of those who came before are grim reminders. Nature always has the upper hand. These pioneers marched into the white unknown, only to watch their equipment shatter in the cold. The wilderness doesn't care about your plans or gadgets. It only respects resilience. Every sunrise is a victory. Every decision can mean life or death. A simple mistake, a lost glove, a wet boot, can trigger catastrophe. In these moments, you're no longer a modern explorer. You're a primal human fighting for your next breath. The most important tool is a mind that can adapt, improvise, and overcome. History is littered with the frozen carcasses of technology that promised victory but delivered disaster. Captain Scott's Terra Nova expedition trusted motorized sledges, revolutionary but useless when the cold cracked metal and froze oil. Forced to man-haul supplies, Scott's team was drained and doomed. S.A. Andre's Arctic balloon, the Eagle, was brought down by ice after just 2 days, leaving its crew stranded and lost. Their advanced navigation tools were useless, their fate sealed by the elements. Franklin's 1845 expedition vanished, his ships packed with tinned food, a modern marvel, but the lead soldier poisoned the crew. When the ships were trapped, technology became a slow-acting poison. Shackleton's endurance, built to withstand the ice, was crushed and swallowed by the frozen sea. The crew was left stranded, their sanctuary destroyed. Again and again, the machines meant to save became the first casualties. The lesson: in the polar wilds, technology is always on trial. When it fails, survival depends on what you can do with your own hands. The ice exposes every weakness, in gear and in character. When primary equipment breaks down, survival shifts to improvisation. Scott's party's clothing froze solid, boots cracked, and frostbite set in. They wrapped feet in scraps of cloth, futile against the cold. Franklin's men, poisoned and stranded, patched shelters with sailcloth and burned ship timbers for warmth. Shackleton's crew salvaged lifeboats, built shelters from sails, and made stoves from oil drums. Every scrap was repurposed. Survival depended on ingenuity, not inventory. When communication failed, there was no help, only what you could create, fix, or invent. In the end, survival meant adapting, sharing knowledge, and never giving up. The real solutions were all around, perfected by the people who thrived here for millennia. The Inuit and Sami mastered polar survival with natural materials and deep knowledge. Caribou and reindeer fur, double-layered parkas, and sealskin boots outperformed European gear. Amundsen succeeded by embracing indigenous wisdom. Dog teams, fur clothing, and local techniques. The best way to survive was to learn from those who called the ice home. Inuit shelters, hunting, and reading the ice were sophisticated survival science. Those who listened and learned came back. The lesson: humility and adaptation are more valuable than any invention. Survival belongs to those who respect the land and its ancient knowledge. The frozen frontiers teach unforgettable lessons. First, technology is fallible, simplicity is strength. A needle, a knife, and the knowledge to use them often outweigh the latest gadget. True preparedness means having backups and the creativity to improvise. Shackleton's men turned disaster into survival with ingenuity and grit. The greatest asset is a mind that sees opportunity in adversity. The most profound lesson: humility. Those who learned from indigenous wisdom survived. Those who didn't perished. When all else fails, you're left with your body, your mind, and your will to live. The wisdom of the ice: be prepared, be adaptable, be humble, and never give up.